This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network. Access granted.
Kia ora, and thanks so much for tuning into episode 63 of Access Granted, our weekly Kiwi and tech media podcast. I'm Raj. My background's in film, design, media, and making things happen.
And I'm Mike, and my background is explaining stuff, connecting people and getting things done. And you're here because you're a Kiwi that either works in or has a great passion for tech or media in New Zealand. Episode 63! And this show will be catching up with Devon Moodley, motion graphics designer, amongst many other things. First of all, the event. Announcement in the next few weeks, but we need your thoughts, dear listener. So apart from the Twitters and the Facebooks, you can email us, podcast@accessgranted.nz, with who from any of our shows that you've heard that you would love to see telling their story live. So let us know.
Right, to Devon. I met Devon through an actual Twitter introduction, actually. I was in need of a motion graphics person, animator, or someone that can make moving images move. And he came up, highly recommended, by James Wood, from old Pledge Me.
Oh,
he goes,
yes.
because I had a chat with him on a previous podcast, go look it up.
Yeah.
And he said, you should go talk to Devon. So I said, well, great. And then so I met him, we did a couple of projects together. He's the most energetic guy I know.
Yes.
He's so amped about everything. He's so passionate. So it was really good, and he was really fun to work with and produced some great work. Anyway, have a listen to see what a motion graphics artist actually is, and also has a couple of bits of interesting news. All right, we're back at the Golding Studio 1 free dive. Probably not the right
Golding's.
Probably not the right order. But hey,
one free dive
we're here,
studio.
aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're sitting here with Miramar Mike and Devon Moody, who's the geezer we're going to talk to. Totally lost my mojo, eh?
No, that's all right.
Anyway.
He's talking bollocks.
Full bollocks.
So let's crack into the first question.
Yeah, so Devon, I know from working with him before, and he does videos and things like that, but he can talk about that.
You can. Devon.
Yeah.
What makes you happy?
Oh, man, that's actually quite an easy question. Because I think a lot of times people tend to overcomplicate it and go, oh, well, I think it's family, or I think it's this, or I think it's food. For me, it's using your time wisely. Actually really making the most of time.
Yeah?
I think that's, for me, makes me, I think, the most happiest. If I
So
can,
how do you use your time then? On a daily basis, or do you mean like your life?
No, like just as on like a daily basis. So I do a lot of motion graphic design and a lot of video work.
Yeah.
And I find when I'm really interested in a project, utilizing that time to create something really, really good, I feel just ecstatic. Like everything around me just is amazing, and I love it. Like I can go to the gym and have an awesome workout. I can go home, cook an amazing meal. It's those small things that you do in your time to kind of make it, and it affects everything else. It's weird.
Is that in the zone?
Yeah. And maybe
right there.
Maybe it's a designer thing. I don't know, because Raj, maybe
You get your mojo on, and you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
But you do it as if you don't stop.
Yeah.
You don't have a break from it.
No,
always in the zone.
no, and that's the problem, because my wife. So I've been married for about a year and a half now.
Nice, congrats.
And thanks, man. I appreciate that. She's lovely. She's a beautiful Canadian girl. Lovely green eyes. Actually, let's not talk about it. Guys will be like, "Hey, post up a photo." No.
I'll Google it later.
Yeah. So she keeps on telling me, like, you need to slow down. You need to just stop for a little bit and take things in. But I grew up in South Africa, and I've been in New Zealand now for 13...
The accent totally gave it away, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Sorry, I've been here for 15 years, so I've got a weird accent because I spend a lot of time with my wife's family. So everyone goes, "Hey, you from like California or San Diego?" Or I'm like, no. I actually spend a lot of time with my Canadian wife's family, and when I first started dating her, I'd say things, and she's like, "What?" But I didn't have like a really rich South African accent.
Is it the how you said it or the what you were saying?
I think it was how I said it.
You'll enjoy it, love. Don't worry. I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Just skip right here. It's more the what I was saying. So if I would say something like, I think Kiwis would say mum. Yeah. And for mum.
Yeah.
She would say mom.
Oh yeah.
So she'd be like, what? I'm like, what are you mumbling? I'm like, okay, so I have to, really open my mouth and say stuff. But people always ask me, like, why don't you have a South African accent, like District 9? Like, walk the car here, like, I'm going to grab the pizza. And I go, no, I don't. I've been in the country for too long. And I hang around with some amazing people, so it's good.
South Africa to here?
Yeah. Not to Canada.
And not via-
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
So how did you get that accent? It's not just
spending a lot of time with her family and
Are they here?
Yeah. So
okay.
they're in Auckland.
Yeah.
And spending a lot of time with her family.
They speak differently in Auckland.
And they drive differently. They eat with different hands. It's just weird.
So you picked up the Canadian accent
Yeah.
in Auckland.
Basically off-site.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Literally. Yeah. I was a remote Canadian.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing about that is like the more time I spend with them, the more I kind of sound like them.
Yeah.
And I don't notice any difference, but I find when I meet people for the first time and I get nervous, it accentuates even more.
Wow.
And I sound more like I'm from the States or I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
I'm like, probably the first time you met me, you're like, oh, this guy's weird. Yeah, exactly. Everyone goes, oh, you must be from California. You must be from
Well, he's
South
American. Then I thought, wow, he's smarter. So he's actually quite awesome. So
snap.
from Canada, then.
Oh, snap. So yeah, that's it. I just need to slow down. I can't slow down.
So living life in the fullest, is that work only?
No, it's also, I guess, making time to see people. I've got this big kind of concept in my mind where time is the only commodity you can buy back. Mm-hmm. So you can do like as much as you can with everything else. You can make more money. You can hang out with friends and do all these crazy things. But if you don't spend that time properly, you can never buy it back.
Yeah.
So that's why I try, and I think to myself, flip, I've got an opportunity every day to do something a little bit different or to make the most of it. Especially coming from a place like South Africa where you don't have these opportunities. Like if I were still living back there, I wouldn't be doing design.
Yeah?
Like, not at all. I tell people now that I do design and I'm an artist, and they're like, man, you must have a hard life. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, because the whole American stereotype, the guy's living in a studio, eating baked beans with a blanket around him, drawing stuff. That's not design here in New Zealand. Here, designers are driving flash cars and buying a new MacBook every freaking couple weeks. iWatch, and it's like, it's ridiculous. So the whole struggling artist stereotype here in New Zealand, I don't think
I think there's more support here for that kind of malarkey.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to like it.
Well, it's interesting you call yourself as an artist, not a designer, because you started with the word, was it motion?
Motion graphics designer. Yeah.
But in your heart, you see yourself as an artist.
Yeah, because I suppose every designer, I guess, is an artist because you do it for the passion, right? You don't do it for the money. And if you are doing it for the money, then you kind of lose it a little bit. And with art, you ask any artist, like, why'd you get into doing what you're doing? Because I love it. And it's a passion for me. Same thing with design. People got into it initially because they really, really love to create art, or they really, really love to draw. And so the further track down they go, and they learn about UX and all this kind of stuff, and then money gets thrown into it, and ROIs and all that, all that stupid stuff. And then you kind of get clouded, and then you become a designer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Once you understand all those concepts, then you can become a designer. Yeah.
So do you push that away? Do you actively not try and be a part of that world?
With freelance. That's why I do a bunch of freelance.
Step away when you can, right?
Yeah,
When you want to.
exactly. So I work for a reasonably big startup at the moment, and been around Wellington for a couple of years.
You can name names if you
Oh, can I? Okay.
That's all right. We'll charge them for the advertising later. That's fine.
I work for a company called Xero.
Oh, yeah.
We do small business accounting software.
Oh, right.
We're just a startup.
Just getting going, I guess.
Just getting going. As our CEO says, it's the end of the beginning. Is that the right? Yeah, it's just
next step.
Yeah, we're just at the end of the beginning. So I'm like, that's awesome. And so working with them and seeing a different side to design, how every single project, has a budget and a time allocation, and what kind of ramifications come out of the project, or who this is going to affect, or which target demographic we're going for. You ask a painter all those questions, or an artist all those questions, and they'll turn around and go, well, "What? Like, what are you? What are you talking about?"
Pictures.
Exactly. And so that's why I like to kind of call myself, I guess, an artist, a motion graphics artist, and more so than a designer. Yeah.
So the stuff you did for Zero, though, because I remember you said when you introduced Devon to me, and I was like, I don't remember seeing a lot of animation on Zero.
Yeah.
And you went, no, it's the video side of things, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah. So initially I was hired at Zero as a motion graphic designer, but the majority of the work that we produce is case studies and video content, so live action content. So if you're a little customer, actually, I think we did one on the Wellington Chocolate Factory lady.
Yep. They've been on there.
Yep, and also the peanut butter place just around the corner from here. Awesome. So if you're a small business owner and you're using our software, we want to come along to you and ask you questions like, how has our software changed your life?
Yeah.
Because if and that actually jumps back into, I guess, being an artist, because a lot of people get into small business because they love what they do. They don't want to get into it to do the books and all that kind of stuff, and I guess that's where, shameless free plug here, that's where Zero kind of jumps in and kind of helps you out and saves you time and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool.
Well, so we're in Goldings, as most people know, and the beginning of this year, probably the first one this year, and it's not the first or second, we spoke with Sean Golding.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And we thought, well, we're here all the time, whatever, with Sean. And it was about Sean being a startup. This has only been here for 2 years, maybe more now. And he had an attitude of, I am not installing software. It's not the way to go. Because I'd be battering him for years. That's not the way to do it. So he's his Ven and Zero. And he had that line. And Facebook said, well, everything and anything that's not installed. Like we're here in the music now, that's Spotify.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and his line was, it was either Vend or Zero, so you can take this compliment or not. The software makes me feel like a genius.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Just a brilliant line. It was like, it just does all the stuff, and I go, I'm an accountant. Yeah. I feel special.
You do those bank recs, and you can just go through them and you go, wow. I'm an accountant.
Yes, that's right. It's like,
did it.
I feel special.
It's basically doing the stuff, kind of accountants should be doing, like getting all your stuff, getting it all done and dusted. But now, because that work's kind of taken away, accountants have the opportunity to be financial advisors.
Yes.
Not so much, I'm going to push this number from here to there and you'll be done and dusted.
Yeah.
So that's boring. Who wants to do that? But to actually advise you and go, hey, listen, you're earning this much in this quarter, and I see, every night you're maxing out. Let's try and expand and get another location. And you can do that in the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Like, that's what accountants should be doing.
That's what businesses need.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're paying them so much.
Don't listen to this, Pete. They don't get paid anything. It's fine. You're getting paid exactly what you do.
So how'd you get into the whole motion thing? Because you're an artist. What did you start out doing?
Yeah, so I initially started off with a film degree at Auckland University of Technology. No, sorry, I take that back. Auckland University. I started off at Auckland University doing a Bachelor of Film and did 1 year off it. And every single week it was essays, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Give me a freaking camera and let me shoot something. So there was all theory and there's no practical to bounce that off. Some people work really well that way, me not so much.
Yeah.
So
in general, the filmmaking...
Yeah, because
you call them? The people of filmmaking. Don't work like that.
Filmmakers, directors, anyone, cinematographers, anybody.
It's the same thing. I went to film school.
Yeah.
All we did was practical most of the time.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Then you go into the industry and you're ready to go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we met the guys from Vic Uni who did the theory.
Yeah.
They want to be directors one day, but they got nowhere to start.
Exactly. You have to have that kind of balance between the two. So I did that first year, and then the second year, when I was applying for the courses, they actually gave you an opportunity to do production. But the course only allowed 24 students out of 620.
Wow.
And I looked at my essays and all that kind of stuff, and I said, there's no way in hell I'm getting into this. So I need to change tact. And just then I got, there was a new degree that was coming out at Auckland University of Technology called Bachelor of Arts, majoring in digital design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a digital design major, and when I graduated, there was about 40 of us in the whole of New Zealand that had this degree. So a bunch of us have been poached by Weta to do like hair and fur and animation and visual effects and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I went down the different route and decided to do motion graphics because it's a little bit it's a little bit different.
So what is motion graphics?
Aha!
I think I know what it is,
Okay.
but I think
What do
I'm
you
wrong.
think it is?
It's the D-E...
See, he's asking questions.
It's the O that bounces on the line.
Yep, exactly. I guess...
Because it's a graphic,
Yep.
and I know
It's in
it's
motion.
And it's in motion. Hey!
You're halfway there, Mike.
Exactly. And that's...
I might step out of the conversation from now on.
Yeah.
Go for your life.
And that's the crux of it. It's basically, using graphical elements, be it typography or illustrations, and making them move. So I got super interested in motion graphics when I was at university because because I've got a passion for film. I love opening title sequences. It's like the prologue of a film, and it establishes everything, so you get an amazing sense of what the film is going to be like before the film even starts.
Yeah.
And over the last 15 years, we've sort of seen a bit of a change in tack where the credits are right at the end.
Yeah.
And you get the story, and then you get this weird, 3D lens flare, chroma abrasion, and it's like, what is that? It doesn't...
No one
doesn't,
can see it.
exactly. And
It's interesting because I'm doing the Bond stuff at the Roxy in Miramar, which
Yeah.
is every single Bond movie, and they're running one every Sunday up until the new one comes out, and they do a promo. So I'm 7 movies in. I'm fucking sick of this promo, by the way. But they do a promo of the dots go
Yep.
across,
Yep.
and then they expand, and then every Bond shoots.
Yep.
But then they bring together for the next 3 or 4 minutes the key bits and the elements of those titles, and every single one you go, I know that one.
Yeah.
Like there's the bit that just says Goldfinger, but it says Gold Woman, and you just go, I know that film. I know that film.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you're saying.
And it tells a story, and that's
Yes.
why I was like, this is amazing. So I saw a bunch of title sequences by a guy by the name of Maurice Binder,
Yes.
who is
Vertigo.
exactly
Yeah.
who's basically responsible for doing the whole down barrel James Bond scene.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
actually shot that down a proper barrel as
Yes.
well. Yep, he actually shot that. So those grooves and everything that you see, you think, man, some illustration guy, really worked with it. No, that's real.
That's the lens.
Yeah.
That's real. And so there's another guy as well who I'm super inspired by, Saul Bass.
Oh, he did Vertigo. And stuff,
Yes,
those things,
with all the dots in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's done some amazing films, and I was like, wow, this is great. You can tell a story before a story, and you can tell a whole story
Yes.
in a minute or 30 seconds. And that for me, I'm like, that's amazing, especially with the way we're moving with technology. People want stuff faster and quicker. So if you're able to tell a story in that short amount of time and give people a whole bunch of information, why not? It seems super interesting.
Yes.
And that was my push to get into motion graphics.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I wanted to become a title designer and work for people like Psyop and Prologue and Psyop and Prologue are basically big title sequences or animation houses.
So they do. There's
There's a
industry.
massive niche.
Wow.
Massive niche of people
Ridiculous.
who do stuff for shows.
Yeah.
And so slowly, people are stepping away from film and they're moving towards television. So, tell me some of your favorite shows you guys seen in the last little
I haven't
while.
watched TV, so I'm
I'm
out
out
about
with the TV as well.
Really?
For a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just
YouTube,
Nice.
mate, all the way.
Yeah.
yeah, hashtag download stuff. I mean, can we get that out?
Vimeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, I watch
most
it
of the
all.
time.
It's all online for us.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's go back some time. Oh, I'll tell you a classic that I will watch if I can. Now that they're catching Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Oh, right.
Now, as soon as you hear that first couple drum beats,
Yeah.
and you see, the first few elements of the show, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing! I know exactly what it is, and that show's been running for 50 years tops.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, and they maintain the same kind of intro style and the same music, and so you've got the sense of like, I understand, I know exactly.
I know where I am.
It's like
Exactly.
motion branding.
Yeah.
Right.
So corporate identities and stuff as well. You can go down that route, but
Yeah.
there's a
But
lot of
it's
these
a style
places
that
that do it.
basically becomes a brand, but it's visual motion. And people know straight away what you're talking about. It's like the 24.
Yeah.
They just know straight away.
And it's
Unless you don't watch 24. But
there's
I nearly said who was that, but never mind. Hold on.
some amazing
I know.
shows that are out right now.
Well, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes.
is, and because of the Bond thing, they're playing The Man from U.N.C.L.E. because it's spies and we'll like it.
Yeah.
So I am being sold on it.
You do have that very James Bond British accent thing going on. Is that
No.
There's another life, mate.
Yeah.
Another life.
MI4.
We don't talk about it. Well, he doesn't talk about it.
Although I recently got visited by the spooks from the government.
Oh, there we go.
That was interesting.
Nice.
That's a whole different story, isn't it, Nick? Where was I going? So they have used a lot of obviously the 60s iconography in not just, and it is very subtle, but it makes you feel at home.
Yeah.
So obviously they're all dressed in the 60s, but they've used a lot of those sharp lines
But the old film
and
effects
quite the
they used to
colour
Yeah.
and the font, but they've used it not just Man from Uncle, here it is. That's the last bit.
Yeah.
But they've used it all the way through
Good.
the promo, and it's very clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe promos have become the titles now.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, there's heaps of. You could actually go down the route of having these little trailers for things. There's a company that's producing some phenomenal work right now, and is headed up by a guy by the name of Patrick Clare. So he's Australian-based, Australian-born, LA-based designer, and he produced some amazing stuff. If you're on Vimeo, you probably would have seen one of his videos about Stuxnet. And it's like fully
it's quite
graphical,
old.
very old,
Quite
about
old.
5-6 years.
Yeah.
Graphical,
Yes.
starts off with like a little labar
Yeah.
stethoscope thing, microscope, stethoscope, something else. and so that guy's transitioned and he's moved into this amazing realm where he's creating opening title sequences for shows. And the latest one he's created is, True Detective. I'm sure you guys would have seen the billboards around. Yeah. Try and watch, even if you just watch the opening trailer for it, is fantastic.
Oh, wow.
That show's, ridiculous. There's another show that he's done opening title sequences for, and it's based around the computer revolution with IBM and stuff back in the late, 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Halt and Catch Fire. Watch the trailer for that. It is amazing, and it really makes you, man, I really want to watch a show. And the opening title sequence just tells this amazing story and takes you right through. It's just beautiful.
Well, that's the essence of a good motion graphic.
Yeah.
It tells a story, right?
It has
messages across.
powerful narrative.
Is that the sort of thing that you're allowed to do at Zero? Is that when you go freelance?
No, that's when I go freelance. Yeah. So with the stuff that we do at Zero, it is very very much live action. We do get the odd occasional motion graphics piece, but it's more educational content. So we can explain to someone a new feature that's coming out. So payroll, for instance, it might have a calendar that animates in and a little icon of a guy, and he gets paid, some money falls into the icon, and so it's not it's very much educational content or feature based related content, whereas the stuff I do in freelance, that's where I get free rein. And so I just produced a project today with Charlotte Hinton and Owen Evans, who head up WDCNZ, which is Wellington Developers Conference.
So we're now recording that on the Thursday. This is the first day of the full conference today. They've done their workshops
and had so much freedom with that project, and I love working with clients like that. They just go, "Hey, listen, we've got a creative problem." They don't come to you with a solution. They go, "Hey, we've got a creative problem. We're looking for an opener." They don't come over and say, "Hey, we need an iPhone to come and spin in with a WDC in the front," because exactly. It doesn't allow your creative muscles to actually flex. Whereas if someone comes to you and says, "Hey, listen, I need an opener. What are you after?" "I need my logo in it." "Awesome. What story do you want to tell?" "Something about developers." "Okay, awesome. Let me kind of run away with that and see what I can.
So that's your brief.
So
something for developers.
The best thing about working with Charlotte and Owen, because I've been doing this for a couple of years with them now, is that they just gave me full creative freedom. They go, what do you want to do? And I go, that's an amazing client. When a client can come to you and trust you enough with their brand to go, what do you want to do? For me, that's the best thing ever. And you don't get those kind of opportunities every day.
Yes.
It's once, maybe twice a year, if you're lucky, if you're very, very lucky. And that's what I like about New Zealand. It's very small, and you can network with people like that.
So that premiered today, didn't it?
Yes, they did.
Were you there?
No,
so you didn't get the...
No, I didn't.
We'll tweet it in a minute and find out how it went.
Yeah, but I did get a few tweets from people saying, "Hey, did you do the opening title sequence?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." They're like, "Wow, I can sort of tell." And I'm like, Am I starting to develop my own style? Yeah, that's really cool. Like, or is it that people know that I work with them? I don't know. But if it is a style thing, that's amazing. That's when you start to become someone. I guess.
Yeah. So agencies start calling. Yeah, that guy Devon. Yeah, one of those. One of those.
I wish. I am available for freelance, by the way.
Awesome. But full disclosure, I've used Devon for a freelance job for a company I work for. They were blown away and they loved it. It was really good. We gave him really F4 brief as well.
No, it was
a little bit of stuff.
Yeah.
But then he just came back with this amazing thing, and everyone said, "Wow, that's exactly what we want to tell our clients."
That's a storyteller.
Yeah.
It's telling that story
You
in
are
a minute.
storyboard, and then
You are a digital storyteller.
Yeah.
An overglorified digital storyteller. But I mean, in the essence, I guess everyone is a storyteller. You meet with people right now. For instance, we're telling stories.
Yeah.
You have a beer with someone, you have dinner with someone, you're all telling stories.
Yeah.
It's like dates all the way back to caveman drawings. So people would, we're all storytellers, I guess, in a way. So
that's the oldest profession, is storytelling.
yeah, exactly.
What stories were they telling?
Well, I don't know.
Possibly about the oldest. But you didn't leave university and do your thing and then go to zero.
So
There must have been a gap.
yeah, no, there was.
Because either one of you is too young or too old for it to fit.
So I'm 28 now.
Oh, it could have happened then.
Yeah, there you
Jeez,
go.
it could have.
Yeah. And so when I left university,
young.
was 2009, maybe 2010.
Oh, geez, definitely could have happened.
Yeah, no, easily.
Yeah.
And so I was making coffee and was doing wedding singing to kind of pay my way through university.
Say what now?
You're a wedding singer.
There you go.
An example?
And, well, actually, if you search it up on YouTube, I used to post covers on YouTube.
Is that right?
Yeah, so one of my
doing
covers. There we go. This is gonna be fun. So yeah, I was a wedding singer. I don't know if I was that good, but
We're about to find out.
there we
songs
go.
You won't hear from me for a few while, listener,
Mike's
because
just
I'm
doing
about to
some
go find
market
some.
research.
There we go. So it's funny right now. If you type in Devon Moodley into YouTube, the SEO around my videos is awesome, but my website doesn't show up. So my portfolio doesn't show up. But
Just,
everything
some of the
else,
work.
but just everything else. And actually, some of my older videos, which are like 6-7 years ago, there you go.
19 videos.
Yeah, 19
Alright.
videos.
What's the best one? What's your favourite song?
My favorite one.
Which is the one I should play.
Yeah.
Basically what he's
Oh,
saying.
This is gonna be hard. Probably Arithmetic by Brooke Fraser.
I was going to say, I like the phrase.
And I ramble at the beginning, so.
But you keep talking.
Yeah, sure.
I'll just zip it forward for a little bit.
So
You and a guitar?
yeah, it is. And
Oh, as well as singing, you're playing the guitar.
Yeah, so I sing and play guitar because it's a fun little thing to do, and plus also I guess.
You can hold a note, mate. You can
That's
hold
quite
a note.
professional sounding, isn't it?
Holy maloney.
Is that what you really do?
No. I've done so many weird things over the years. So actually, that hardly anybody knows that I do that.
Not anymore.
But now
Forget it.
I'm like, hey, I live in New Zealand. It's fine. But yeah, so that's what I used to do when I was at university. I used to do a couple weddings and stuff a year, and that would pay reasonably well, which is kind of nice. Yeah, and it's nerve wracking playing while someone's walking down the aisle. And if you stuff it up, you're forever known as the guy who messed up Gemma's wedding. Or so yeah, I did that, and then when I also was a coffee maker, I was a barista for many years, and I would start working.
Is this in Auckland?
Yeah, in Auckland.
Okay,
For many years, bounced around different places, and ended up being at my cafe for a very long time, which is crazy, but absolutely loved it. People there were great. So, and then I had someone come and tell me that a local church just down the road from us was looking for a motion graphic designer. And I laughed in their face. And I said, you do not know what a motion graphic designer is, and I highly doubt that a church is going to need one. Because it's like, really, are they really going to use one? And
It's a next level sermon.
It is,
You never
yeah.
know, you never know.
And so I said, I've got nothing to lose, so let me apply for the job. And I got the job, and I worked with them for about 3.5 years.
Far out.
For a very long time.
So what kind of
So
stuff
at
do
the
you
church?
produce?
So there's an agency called The Church.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
I
with
thought you
you.
meant an actual church.
No,
I
no,
forgot the
no,
church. is still there.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
I actually worked for like a congregation sermon Sunday morning church.
Okay. So now it gets confusing because he's done both.
Exactly. And so...
I see you working up at the church.
Yeah, well, not the church, a church.
Oh,
sorry.
a church.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm not sure if you guys know of Elam, the church. Yep. So there's about 52 campuses all over New Zealand, and I produce video content for all of them. So, be it like weekly news, or where someone kind of fronts piece to camera stuff, or conference stuff. So also conference openers, where I had a little bit of flexibility to kind of like play around with opening title sequences, or little promos for stuff that's coming up. So that sort of gave me a bit of a head start into doing what I'm doing now. And I built up a lot of work in a very short space of time because I was the only guy doing it. That I was able to create, I guess, I won't really call it a foundation. I'll call it maybe sticks to build a foundation on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then...
So it's a good way to experiment with how you're going to work and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And then kind of got a little bit, over it, and I was like, I need a bit of a change, and I applied for a job at Xero. 6 months later, I got a call.
6 months.
6 months. It was nuts.
There's a few processes there that may need refining.
Yeah.
6 months.
Well, it's a long story, but I managed to get this awesome job in Wellington. They flew me down, offered me the job, and said, "Hey, do you want to work for us?" And I said, "Sure." And the rest is history. And now I'm coming up to my last week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're done?
2.5 years
You've
down
done
the
your
track.
tour?
Yeah, I've done my tour of Xero.
So is it political? I'm still tweeting your thing.
No.
Is it okay to say where to now?
Yes, it is. It's definitely okay to say.
It's okay to say it. You can just say.
Yeah,
cut that out.
no. So I will be doing some freelance work over the next, say, 4 months. And I'll be living in Brisbane, where my folks are. Okay. So going to be soaking up a tan. So I don't know if you can...
So the accent might change a little bit more.
I might be like, "Hey, mate, crikey." Crikey.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Who knows what he'll sound like?
And so I'll be spending a couple months there, just kind of working on the tan and doing some freelance work. And then moving to the Netherlands, moving to Holland.
Oh, and then we talked, before that you're going to be meeting up with
Owen Williams.
podcast wonderful man.
Yeah.
Owen Williams and his...
The Ginger Ninja of tech. The Ginger Ninja of tech.
You said it first. That's
Yeah. Me and Owen go way back. I only knew him for 9 months, and we became such close friends that he was one of my groomsmen in my wedding.
Ah, excellent.
So we've got an awesome relationship. Love that guy. He's ridiculous. Very, very smart guy for his age. Yeah, very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
He's a hustler. That's what he is. He's a harder hustler. So, yeah.
So you're going to work out of Holland for a while?
Yep. Trying to.
Was it a more permanent thing?
Well, it's a bunch of things have happened over the last wee while. I'm starting to get a little bit older, which is inevitable. It kind of sucks, but oh well.
Happens.
And the
time.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
And the closer I get to 30, the harder it is for me to get that 1-year working visa. So in Holland, opposed to UK, it's 1 year, and it's the cutoff year is 30. Whereas the UK, it's 2 years, and it's 31. So I'm like, if we don't do it now, we're gonna get too close to the time, and they might go, "We can't give you a year, we can only give you 3 months." So I said, I'm not gonna take that risk.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, 8 weeks ago, my wife got given her last contract at work, and we were freaking out. We're like, what are we supposed to do? Because with just my salary, we can get by, but we won't be able to save.
Yeah.
So I had a chat to my folks, and they said, "Just come live with us." So I said, "Sure."
Awesome.
Rent free, food free. They hook us up with a car. So, and I'll just be working freelance.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be good. So no expenses for the next couple months.
And the goal is to, and again, you do not have to answer this, but the goal is to come back, or is to travel, is to see how it goes?
The goal is to see what Holland has
Wales.
to offer. So this is actually dipping back into my career.
Yes.
There is, if you ask around Wellington for a motion graphic designer, majority of the people don't know what they are. They can kind of make it up and go, yeah, motion, okay, and graphics, and they make the two, so they're an animator.
It's an animator, yeah.
Something Miramar-ish.
Yeah.
Generally what most Wellingtonians would say.
Do they work for Weta?
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, that would be what I would be saying.
And so it's very hard to come by motion graphic designers or motion graphics houses down here in Wellington. So I need to do my overseas tour and get, the touch of overseas on me. So especially on my work, I find my work is okay, but I want to learn from some of the best. I want to be rubbing shoulders with some of the best, and they're all based out of Europe, or they come to conferences from from the States and stuff, and they come over to Europe for these conferences.
Oh, yeah.
And so to network with them and actually pick their brains, and it'll be so good, so good. One of my motion graphics heroes, Philip Carvalho, amazing guy. He's based in Portugal, and he does work internationally, and his work is absolutely stunning. He was out in Holland a couple of weeks ago, and I just missed him, and I'm like, I hope you come back next year. Please come back. So yeah, it's crazy. That's why I'm moving. Just to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so on your travels, well, yeah, I know, because I'm losing a guy that can help us out.
It's kind of annoying.
I know.
Yeah. Well, hey,
we do
but then
in the
life
digital
in the
world.
world.
Exactly. I mean, hey, we all have the interwebs, and it's not hard. Right now, I've been currently working with clients from overseas, and it's so awesome to be in a time where you just hop on a Skype call, you get to know the person and talk to the person, and figure out exactly who they are, what they do, all that kind of stuff, and just over your computer. How crazy is that?
Alright then, okay, I'll continue to still work with you then.
Hit me up.
Alright,
Just hit me up. Shameless free plug.
Yeah, man.
So where are these people going to find you when they want to do that?
Aha, okay. So if you go to devonmoodley.com, all my portfolio stuff is on there. So it's got a bunch of work that I've done over the last couple of years for some amazing clients, a couple of startups as well, so Atomic IO, and beautiful guys. I think you guys are going to get them on the podcast over
Hey,
there.
Raj, by the way, we're meeting those in
we're meeting Karen.
just so if you forget.
Thanks, Mike.
There you go.
Don't worry, mate.
So yeah, for a few little startups, which has been fantastic. Also for Zero, which is also a startup. And
It's basically I got there, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a stay up now.
Yeah.
It's a stay up.
It's a stay up.
So it's been phenomenal. So if you want to check out my work, there might be a link in the description of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do my job properly, yeah.
And I'm always looking for new work and always looking for new kind of clients who have design problems and they want to solve it by kind of creating a message or So if you're interested in working with me or doing something with me, just give me a buzz.
Also on the Twitter, right?
Yeah, Twitter handle as well is just Devon Moodley. So,
Can you spell it?
Devon, Moodley.
Oh, L-E-Y, yes.
Yeah.
So it's like Devon, like the county.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Devon, like the county.
Yeah.
Or in Australia, Devon is actually a luncheon sausage.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
But of course.
Yeah, of course.
Why would it not be?
Yeah, exactly. Devon, the other tasty
So
meat.
when you go to Australia, you're going to go, yes, Devon, as in the sausage.
No. People do that already. So
Really?
Yeah, seriously. I travel back and forth to go see my folks. And people meet me and they go, so what's your name? And I go, my name's Devon. And they go,
like the sausage.
By crikey, like the sausage. Yeah. And that's what they say. And I go, yes, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm actually going really cheap right now. 90 cents a kilo. So,
Bargain.
So it's good. It's really, really good. But yeah, so that's me.
Mate, well, I get the impression that we are losing a little dynamo.
No, you're
When I
not.
say we, I mean New Zealand. However,
Still got a link here.
tis the internet.
Yes.
So let's not lose that.
But not just the internet as well. I hear from a lot of people who travel overseas, and they say, they travel overseas with this awe and wonder, this wanderlust of it's going to be amazing, which it is. But at the same time, there's something about New Zealand that I absolutely love, and I don't know whether it's the fact that you can see the sunrise, drive, go to a beach, do swimming, hang out in hot pools, go snowboarding, and then see the sunset with fish and chips on the beach, all in one day, or whether it's just a combination of great food, good people, and awesome coffee.
It's all of that. But I'll tell you what it mostly is.
It's
the fact that the New Zealand Parliament has a biscuit tin.
I love how you weave this in. That's great.
It's an awesome segue.
Isn't it?
That's
so
a fun move.
we've just...
Yeah.
I just saw the tweet from the New Zealand Parliament that had a picture of their biscuit tin that has stuck on the side members' bills, and when members of Parliament want to put their bills in, this is where they stick it. And it's not some sort of, oh my God, we've lost the official attaché case. No, this is what they've been using since the 60s.
That is the official...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a biscuit
tin.
So there's that beautiful... That says so much about New Zealand. That is both bad and awesome.
I think it's a It's a beautiful simplicity.
Yes.
Life is very simple here. It's like one of the only places, I guess, in the world where you can go out to the supermarket with bare feet. And no one's going to look at you like you're, this weirdo.
Yeah.
There are times where it's freezing cold in Wellington. I'm like, just hop in my car and I walk down, head down to the supermarket and, no shoes. And I'm walking around the supermarket with no shoes. And it's like, and it's totally acceptable here.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. And that's what I'll miss the most, I think, is doing those small things.
Well, when you get to Dutchland,
Yeah.
and you catch up with Owen,
Yeah.
do a big hug and a selfie for us.
I
That'd be
will.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I will tweet you guys, and
Awesome.
you guys can take a look at it. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thanks
much,
a lot,
Devon.
Devon.
No.
An absolute blast. I really
No
appreciate it.
problem. Hey, thank you for having me. It's not every day that you get the opportunity to hang out with awesome creatives within Wellington and be on a podcast. This is my first podcast, by the way. So
Not the last.
I'm very honored.
There you go.
No, but thanks, guys.
Cheers, Devon.
Cool.
One of the most fun, energetic, and I've got to say educational for me shows I've been a part of. Such a grand fella, and it's a shame I left it too late to get to know him more. But there's always online, isn't there, dear listener?
That's right.
Next week. Shall I talk about next week, or do you want to talk about next week?
Well, you started, so carry on.
Okay, then. Next week we have a scoop with the Scoop CEO, Alistair Thompson. Is that okay? Can I say that?
Oh, it's already been done, said, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah, we're good.
Stand there.
Then carry on.
I feel slightly embarrassed and a little bit soiled for having said that joke, but now it's out. We don't have to ever talk of it again.
That's right.
So, Alistair Thompson, he takes us through, actually, some of the finer points of the Internet Party and King.com for the first time on record, as well as the recent changes in Scoop and where he's taking it. Fascinating stuff. Lots of insights. We're almost journalists, so don't miss it.
Right, let's end this. Right, find us on the social networks. Look for the podcast on Twitter at AccessGrantedNZ or on the Facebook. Best way to chat with us is either through Twitter, probably, eh? And Mike's on
I am on.
at Miramar Mike, and
am
I'm
there.
at NZ Raj. We also have what would really help us out is the rating system on iTunes. I hear
iTunes, you speak
apparently,
of.
I presume most of our listeners don't even know what that is because they're on better things. But anyway, iTunes. If you rate us on iTunes, hopefully a 5 and that's the top one anyway. And look, put a little comment that gets us and our brand out there a bit more, and others can discover us and find
Yes.
us, all that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
But if
Well,
people have
anyone
time,
who
then
pushes that button, punches that button in the face, the 5 stars, and leaves a comment, we would love that. Thank you so much for all those that are going to do that.
and we see it all too, so it'd be good. Then we might do the odd shout out on the old next podcast. Who knows? And that's it. Thanks for your time. And see you next Tuesday with the Kiwi tech people sharing their own stories.
Ka
Ka
kite.
kite anō.
#me.co.nz